Hello, Mr. Mukherjee.
Yeah, hi.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. I would like to ask you, in your opinion, what are the key attributes or traits that a HR professional should possess, must possess in today's dynamic landscape to excel in their careers? And how do you foster these capabilities in your HR team?
I think for a great HR person, um, the first and foremost is knowing the business, because unless you know the business really well, you will never be able to understand what is required for the business from an HR perspective. So I think for me, that is the number one and most important. And a lot of HR people are not focusing on it today. And I always, when I meet my team members, I meet in the HR fraternity, I always tell them to learn a bit more of the business. So that is number one. Number two is about influencing ability. I think a lot of things that we do uh, in HR, we don't have the power to do, but we influence and get it done. So the ability to influence the leader, the ability to influence the organization, the ability to influence our stakeholders, the ability to influence our prospective and current employees towards the organizational agenda that we are driving is very, very important skill that each HR person has should have. If you are not adept at influencing without authority, you may not able to rise to the extent that you want to rise. The third aspect that HR person should be able to do is collaboration. And when I say collaboration, I do not mean only working in a team. Collaboration, external, internal, getting the mass together towards a movement and creating that sense of purpose towards the movement. I think that is also an innate and very, very important ability of an HR person. When I meet my team, I always, be it in my team or be it in the HR fraternity, as I mentioned, I always would one ask them to be along with the business, work with the business, understand the business logic, and then come to an HR solution. So that is the first thing on how I practice this. Second is once you know the business, and because all the three things are interrelated. If you know the business, you will talk the language of the business leader. You will talk the language of the business context, and that will enable you to influence much faster. You will be in the other person's shoes, and when you are in the other person's shoes, you see from their point of view and then prefer an HR solution. The solution actually cuts ice much faster, and hence you are able to influence better. So that is what we do in the teams. And collaboration is, of course, how do you move out and sometimes from what the mundane you are doing, and see that how can you get a force in things that you do, a support from areas that you are not working on. So for example, maybe there is, so we in Tata Motors, we introduced this concept called gems, going the extra miles. Can I get people from quality, people from manufacturing in working in an HR project? So we have created a platform in which we foster collaboration. We, anyone can, who wants to work in HR, anyone who wants to in marketing, anyone who wants to work in operations, there are projects there, and you can work while you are doing your day to day job. This is called the stretch gems. And also, we have provided an opportunity in Tata Motors through gems, where we are also providing a deputation. So, for example, I have someone who has gone on maternity, or someone, or there's a position vacant, or there's a new project which has come which needs attention. I float a gems project, and there is someone who wanted to do a 6 months deputation. So they move into that deputation project, and I have, based on doing a deputation project, the person has understood, the stakeholders have learned that person, about that person, and we have people moving from HR to business, business to HR, from marketing to sales, sales to operations. So there are many such stories in Tata Motors. So I think these are the three things in a nutshell. I would say that HR professionals should be able to have, and that will enable them to create a great workplace.
All right. I would like to know, how has your experience been at HR Leadership Conclave by Team Marksman?
I think it's fantastic. I think The kind of setup that you guys have created was amazing. It's good to see there is investment from media on HR initiatives, on HR leadership elements, and most importantly, there is so much of investment happening around the HR agenda. I think it's very important that we continue to build this agenda, and I wish Team Marksman, that very best in this agenda, and looking forward to many such events as you guys make your mark in the industry.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mukherjee.
Thank you. My pleasure.